Thanks, everybody, for joining us. It's a particularly busy time for all of us. And Louise, once again, congratulations on bringing such an esteemed group of people together to discuss such timely issues.
Roosevelt once said, "The things that will destroy America are prosperity at any price, peace at any price, safety first instead of duty first, the love of soft living, and the get-rich-quick theory of life." These are wise words. I was very impressed by President Obama's speech to Wall Street last week. He clearly stated that the old habits that led us into the crisis are no longer acceptable. That's one of the reasons I'm so confident that at the G20 summit in Pittsburgh, we can take an important step towards the culture change that the financial sector so badly needs. Business as usual is not an option. It is time to put an end to ingrained imbalances and excesses. Stricter supervision, clear regulation, more transparency, better risk management, and greater integrity and morality. That is the path we must follow.
When it comes to business and innovation, this has to come from business cultures where it comes from the bottom up, where employees are encouraged to be innovative and come up with suggestions. But the one thing he said just before you came in is that employees are scared today. They are perhaps scared for their jobs. They're scared of the reaction that they're going to get from their employers, and probably happier to be quiet about it, maybe control their own lives and their own spending and their own credit and growing their own vegetables. But when it comes to changing business culture, Lex, you're saying we need people to feel like they can make those changes.
The most important thing for any company and any individual is to take some risks. Now, the risks clearly have to be controlled, and I don't mean financial risks. I don't mean trying to encourage people to do crazy things that gets us into the same situation as we were before. But if we are to evolve and change and improve our world, improve our company, evolve and change as individuals, we have to continue to take risks. And that means having very brave managers who are prepared to allow people that room and freedom to do that within the constraints of not being crazy.
That the problem with capitalism is that it produces too few capitalists for its own good. And I think that if one can switch capitalists to entrepreneur, it raises a really interesting issue as to whether the system we have generates entrepreneurs or it generates people who are supposed to be entrepreneurs but actually don't behave entrepreneurially. And presumably a genuine entrepreneur is somebody who is able to tread a path that's in between those two, that is sufficiently interested in taking risks as to try new things, sufficiently cautious that he doesn't have a short-term view.
I think we have to go back to what our parents used to tell us. Was it about humility? Was it about generosity? Was it about listening? One thing that has happened to us in the last 12 to 14 months is that it's good that it's happening now and not later. So we have to benefit from this financial crisis, which I don't call a financial crisis. It's a value crisis. It's much more serious. The financial crisis is, for me, a place where we start really rethinking all the other possible crises that are going to come at us, because there's a lot. Now, environment, we've touched upon it, we're touching upon it, we have to act upon it. We have poverty. Poverty is enormous. If you look at the gap between the haves and have-not, we have a responsibility, even if it happens in another country. We are all interlinked. We saw it with the financial crisis. We have to empower the G20 and global agencies and work together towards a new world that's going to be a great world that we're going to be proud of giving to our children.